From behind the bars of the lockup, I was watching him pray. He was a handsome young man, about 25 or 26. Brought here 2 days ago on a murder case. In a few days, after the court proceedings, he was scheduled to be transferred to the central jail. The case against him was strong, and it was widely believed that he'd be sentenced to death within 1 or 2 hearings. I am a police officer, and from the very first day, my attitude and tone with him had been quite harsh, but he always had this heart-winning smile on his lips, and he always spoke to me respectfully and softly, acknowledging me as his elder. And a tough, hardened man like me had lost in front of his good manners within just 2 days. Now, he had finished his prayer and was making dua, supplicating. I just kept watching him. He was praying with such humility and devotion that it felt as if the one he was asking from was sitting right there in front of him. After he finished, his eyes fell on me, and that same gentle smile appeared on his lips again. He stood up, walked over to the bars, and as always, asked about my well-being. Today, unusually, my tone was quite soft. During our conversation, I couldn't help but ask him if he had really committed the murder. His innocence just didn't match the crime. He smiled and replied, "A single person's murder is like the murder of all humanity. How could I possibly commit such a terrible sin?" Then what happened? I looked at him. Puzzled, he explained. When Allah gives someone authority in this world, people often forget that this power is a trust from Allah. They start thinking of it as their own achievement, their own right. Something similar happened in my case. A powerful man in our area committed the murder, and by sheer coincidence, I was only a few steps away when it happened. He saw his chance and pinned the blame on me. Fake witnesses were prepared, and I ended up here. A wave of sadness washed over me. "Didn't your family do anything?" I asked. "My family tried their best," he said. "But that's the reality of this society. People support only those who are powerful, usually out of fear." He smiled again, and his calmness was astonishing. "Don't you feel afraid?" I pressed. "You might be sentenced to death in just a few days," he answered with complete certainty. "Inshallah, God willing, nothing will happen to me. I have placed my petition before the one in front of whom even the greatest kings hold no worth." I looked at him again, completely baffled. "I'm talking about my Allah," he clarified, and every word dripped with love. "He knows I'm innocent, and he will not let anything happen to me." I was skeptical. "You really believe that dua, your prayers, will solve everything? What if it doesn't work?" I challenged him. He replied with absolute conviction. "When you ask from him, you don't fall into doubt that he may not accept. You just leave everything to him and wait." His faith was unshakable. I just stared at his face. I had never seen such profound trust in Allah before. 3 more days passed. During this time, his family came to visit him. He was the only son of his parents. His mother cried so much she could barely speak, yet his calmness did not waver for a moment. He kept reassuring them, saying, "I've placed my plea before Allah. He knows I'm innocent. You'll see, he won't let anything happen to me." I had only read about such firm belief in books. I had never witnessed it with my own eyes. A sense of spiritual respect for this young man began to grow in my heart. Maybe the love of God is such that it can melt even a stone-hearted person like me. And then, one day before he was supposed to be taken to court, something extraordinary happened. The man who had actually committed the murder and framed him was traveling with his wife and their only child. Their car was involved in a terrible accident. The wife and child died on the spot, while he was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. After several hours, he regained consciousness. When he learned about the death of his family, his condition worsened drastically. In that state, hovering between life and death, something inside him finally broke. He screamed for the doctor and begged him to record a video. After he insisted again and again, the doctor signaled a nurse to start recording. In the video, struggling to speak, the man confessed to his crime. He declared the young man innocent and begged for forgiveness from God and from the boy he had wronged. He made the doctor promise that he would take this video directly to the police station. Perhaps, after losing his own family and realizing he was dying, he could not bear the thought of taking this great sin with him to the afterlife. The moment the video reached our police station, that man passed away. Today was the young man's court hearing. A solid, undeniable proof of his innocence was now before the court in the form of that video. Therefore, he was honorably acquitted. I stood inside the courtroom, completely stunned, thinking that God can help his true believers in ways that human intellect is left amazed. His handcuffs were removed. His mother clung to him, weeping with relief. Tears of joy streamed down his father's face, and today, for the first time, I saw tears in the young man's eyes as well. Perhaps it was because Allah had not abandoned him in his darkest hour, and had helped him in a way no one could have ever imagined. As he was leaving, I caught his arm. I asked him to say something that I could remember always. His words were simple but profound. None is a better friend or helper than Allah. Whenever a difficulty comes, ask from him alone, and then truly believe that he will accept. He is not just a thought or a concept. He is a living reality. He is with us even now, closer than our jugular vein. He watches how we react in hardship. And for those who asked from him without falling into doubt, he never leaves them alone. He helps them in such ways that the mind is left astonished. He was now walking away, free, and I felt as if I had become a Muslim today. As if today, for the first time, I had truly found my Allah. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content. See you in the next video.